boyfriend is off of his work call, so I can finally talk now. So yay! Welcome to my first video of 2021. Let's all hope that this year is better than last year. Today I thought it could be a little bit more on the chill side, so I thought I would have a little talk with you guys while I'm making breakfast. And then I also wanted to share my New Year's resolution with you guys. I am really big on making New Year's resolutions. I like to keep it in my notes on my phone and then look at it at the end of the year and then see the goals or advices I gave to myself in the beginning of the year and see if I kept up with those advices and if I managed to achieve those goals. I thought what better way to start off the year than just being honest and raw with you guys. And yeah, let's get to it. For breakfast, we tend to have eggs. We're a really big egg household. Whether it's scrambled or omelets or sunny side up, we range from different type of eggs each day. So today I thought I would make my omelet, have sourdough bread on the side, and maybe have some bacon too. I always need eggs and some sort of meat for breakfast in order to really start the day. If I just have a light breakfast, I find myself getting really cranky throughout the day and not really feeling motivated. So I like to start the day with the hearty breakfast. And I'm just cutting up some broccoli right now. So I hope everyone had a great holiday. I know that this year was a little bit different, or a lot different actually, than other years. For my holidays, I spent Christmas and my birthday in New York with my boyfriend's family. So that was a new experience because I usually spend it at home, and this was my first Christmas not being able to spend it at home. There were just a lot of different emotions going on. It was a little bit of homesickness. I really wished I was able to go home. It would have been nice to see family. But because I wasn't sure about the plane, COVID got so bad, I thought that it wouldn't be safe, and I didn't want my parents to also come up and pick me up because that would just be too much. So just thought might as well stay home this time around. Also, if you didn't know, I turned 23, or is it 23? I don't know which way you see it. But I turned 23 on December 31st, and wow, this year hit me a little bit harder than the previous years did. I don't know why, but for some reason I just felt very old. I felt like I was entering this new stage in my life, which is weird because I know that it's usually 25 or like maybe like 29 when things really hit you and you're like, oh, I'm getting old. But then for some reason 23 just hit me very hard. If I'm going to be real, since this is an honest and raw video, 22 wasn't that great of a year. And I know it wasn't a great year for a lot of people, but for me personally, it just really wasn't a good year. Like, it started off kind of bad and then it got a little bit better and then it just got real bad. And ever since COVID hit, everything just kind of went like worse, worse, worse. It was a very tough year. It was very emotionally draining. I know for a lot of people too, they also said that it was an emotionally draining year for them too. Emotionally and mentally draining. There was also just internally a lot of like stressors going on everywhere. So I'm just really hoping that this upcoming year will be a bit nicer to me and to everyone else, because I think we all deserve just a good year. I also wanted to share with you guys that I got 2 new plates from Crate and Barrel. I know a lot of my friends are probably going to be seeing this and being like, oh my god, you got more things for your house. Like, what more do you need for your kitchen? But just hear me out.
We have 2 bake plates, but they're kind of like a weird shape, but they're kind of like hexagon shaped plates. So it was really difficult to always like fit food on them because the sides kind of go up. So I got 2
flat white and blue dinner plates for us to use. I really like colorful plates. I like to bring a little bit of color and like fun to my kitchen. So as you could tell, like my KitchenAid is lavender or lilac colored, and then my pots are like blue. I like to pick out our plates for us to use. My toasts are all toasted, and then now it's time to make the omelet. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys my 2021 New Year's resolutions, and I have a lot of them, but I'm only going to be sharing 7 with you guys. By the way, I'm going to be eating while I tell you guys my New Year's resolution, but the first one is to not care so much about what others think. This one is a very tough feat. So I feel like a lot of people have this as like a type of goal throughout their lives, to not really care about what others think. But for mine, it's a little bit more specific than that. It's to not care about what others think about me documenting my life and sharing my opinions and experiences through social media. So as a lot of people know, I have an Instagram account that's dedicated to my fashion, lifestyle. Some people can kind of say that's a little bit of like my business Instagram that I use as a part of my portfolio when I apply for jobs too, and also just as like a hobby I like to do. I naturally like sharing my experiences, whether it be at new cafes or new products that I've tried, or just stories I have to share with other people. I find it to be a lot easier for me than some people. I know that throughout college, that's when I began to fully realize that, oh, some people find it to be really difficult sharing how they feel and being deep in a group setting. I know that social media, some people tend to not want to share how they feel because they know that they can face criticism from other people and get kind of like negative DMs or just negative comments. I think that being human means sharing with others how you are when you're happy and when you are upset, and social media doesn't really touch upon that. You tend to only see when people are really happy or celebrating something,
as it becomes this type of like highlight reel of everything great that's happening in their life.
But I really think social media should show the raw side to it and how people are like in reality. I think with 2020, people were willing to show more of themselves and what the struggles they were going through. You know, they weren't able to graduate with the whole like balloons and family gathering, and they weren't able to celebrate in person for engagement parties or bridal showers or gender reveals, not being able to get married because their weddings were getting postponed, which I really respected. I really respect when people are sharing their opinions and how they feel about certain situations that are happening in life and with current events. I really find that to be honorable and an aspect that I would like to work on even more, in hopes that it can inspire other people too.
It's a little bit off topic, but I follow a lot of new moms on Instagram. I found them for some reason
towards the end of 2020. I think it's because everyone's getting like pregnant and getting married and getting engaged and everything. So like people were saying, oh, follow this
influencer, follow this person if you are going through the struggle and want to learn more about it.
I naturally just like clicked them to see like, oh, I wonder if they're just similar to that other girl that I know on Instagram, on YouTube, and if their experiences, they share something, even though I'm not engaged, married, or becoming a new mom or anything like that. But it was just very interesting, and I was like, oh, I should just keep in mind and keep a note of this for way in the future when all those come along. I found that for 2020, it was very difficult for me to be able to freely share how I was feeling like with other people, whatever the topic may be about. I really hope that for 2021, I can just freely post what I want to post and share with other people without having to worry so much as,
oh no, I wonder what people think of me, or will they think that I'm too bold or stepping out of line?
And I think with social media, you have to take everything with a grain of salt and to definitely not assume things. You might see something in a certain way that someone else might see in a different way, and unless you actually confront that person and ask them, what is this about, then I don't think people can actually form like a solid opinion on it. Just take it with a grain of salt. It probably doesn't mean as much as you're reading it into. Look at it and move on. So to sum it up, for 2021, I hope that everyone, including me, can post what they want, knowing that other people won't judge them if they are explaining about their struggles or what they're going through, and that instead
we can support each other and encourage one another because we are there for each other.
And on that note, to the second is to continue to keep posting on Instagram and YouTube, especially when I have ideas or I'm feeling creative. So what happens behind the scenes is that I usually come up with ideas, or I feel really inspired
by other people, whether I find inspiration from Instagram or YouTube or just online or from other people in person.
And I tend to have these ideas where I'm like,
ooh, this would be a great video topic to talk about or to show. Or, oh, this picture would be great to post on my Instagram.
And I have all these ideas and plans, and then what ends up happening is that I don't follow through with it. So there are a lot of videos that I have actually created, and I've either scrapped them at the last moment because I thought it wasn't the best quality that I could create. What I really hope for 2021 is to actually follow through with my ideas. Because even though I might not think that, oh, this is entertaining or, you know, inspirational for some people,
some other people who might see my videos or might see my Instagram posts might be like, oh, this is really interesting, I learned something from this, or I found this to be very fun and entertaining.
I hope that with 2021, I can just freely upload and continue uploading consistently without having big breaks in between, so that, you know, I can just look back and look at how much I've grown,
whether it be as a person or through my video editing or taking pictures.
The third resolution is to not be so hard on myself. So I'm my harshest critic, and probably for a lot of other people, their own selves are their harshest critic. But I'm pretty harsh on certain aspects of myself. I know for some people it comes to whether their creativity, so making videos, they might be really harsh on themselves. It might be fitness, career-wise. For me, I tend to be very harsh on myself on my emotions. This ties in with the fourth resolution, which is to know that my emotions are valid and express them to loved ones when I'm stressed or upset. I admit, and I know, and people have told me so too, I am naturally very expressive. I'm very expressive. I like to let others know how I'm feeling, and you can kind of see it from my expressions. Facial reactions to certain things are very apparent, and I am not that good at hiding my emotions, but at the same time I'm also really good at hiding my emotions. Because I am so expressive and I'm very open with letting others know how I feel, I think to some people I might come off as a bit emotional, which I don't think there's anything wrong with with having emotions, and everyone has emotions, but I think because I know that it might come off as emotional to some people, or my reactions might be a little bit more expressive than others, I think I am aware of that consistently when it comes with sharing how much I actually feel like with other people. I tend to close off from other people because
I don't want to come off as, oh, she's being emotional, or she's being too much, or caring too much about a certain situation.
So it kind of backfires. It's like when I'm happy and letting others know how I care,
People are like, oh, she's happy.
but then when I'm sad or upset,
Then some people are kind of, oh, she's being emotional.
so I think for 2021, I really want to let my own self know that my emotions are valid and to share when I'm upset or sad with other people. Bobby, do you have the jam and butter?
Yeah.
Can I get the jam and butter?
Yes.
Thank you. My fifth resolution is to enjoy my little accomplishments. I think for a lot of people, including myself, we tend to only focus on the bigger accomplishments that we've achieved. What I really think, especially with 2020, that we should really enjoy the little accomplishments. Whether it be as little as just making your bed in the morning, or just even getting out of bed. 2020 was a hard year for everyone. So I hope that with 2021, I can enjoy my little accomplishments and just be happy that, you know, I even got out of bed today. Like anything small. Ta-da! Strawberry jam and butter on toast. For my sixth resolution, it's to maintain my current pace of FaceTimes, phone calls, and texts with friends and family. One thing that I am really not good at is keeping in touch with friends and family when it revolves around long distance. It's a little bit hard for me. I tend to do better or be more sociable in person rather than through the phone, and especially FaceTimes. FaceTimes are very, very hard for me. I'm much more of a texter than FaceTime or calling. Calling would probably be my second because I can at least walk around or, you know, gather my thoughts kind of. But with FaceTime, it's like instant, so I always find it awkward unless we're really close. And if we're not really close,
Like, don't know really what to say, but with texting, I can like gather my thoughts.
but at the moment, I'm really happy with how far I've come. From freshman year of college to right now post-grad, there is a huge improvement. I think I'm more comfortable reaching out to others than I was freshman year. Freshman year, it was really hard for me to people back at home being like, how are you doing? Because I just always felt I was
Bothering them, they're trying to like get on with their lives.
that we can just catch up once we meet up face to face. But I realized that with how everything's going, catching up face to face is very difficult. The next time I can imagine myself catching up with friends or family members might be months or even years from now. Therefore, I think I pushed myself out of my bubble to really call people and enjoy FaceTime and just enjoy that other medium of communication. And I really hope that through 2021 I can continue to maintain that pattern I created for myself.
Another fun fact, one of my favorite ASMRs to listen to is people eating toast. Or people chewing apples. I really like the sound of it. It's so satisfying.
So for my last resolution, it's to form more meaningful and deep relationships and to grow in the ones that I'm currently in. This resolution is actually pretty new, and I thought of it during one of my FaceTime with my two best friends. I realized that as we're getting older, I talk as if I'm really old.
But in my mind, I'm like, I'm old.
As we're getting older, I find that there are honestly fewer and fewer relationships that you really truly hold on to.
When we were younger, we were like surrounded by so many people, and like the cool thing was to be like popular and everything and have like hundreds and thousands of friends.
But as we're getting older, I really find that like friend groups are shrinking, and you know, you're really just talking to the few people that you really connect with and who really support you and you love, which I am totally okay with and totally up for it. I just hope that within that relationship that I have with people, we can grow more and have a really deeper and more meaningful bond, especially as being young adults and going through this, you know, transition to kind of being an adult. And the fact that in 5 years, I keep on mentioning this to all my friends, but like in 5 years, there are going to be people around us that are going to be engaged
or married, or even possibly have a child on the way.
Which is crazy, because 10 years ago I was like, oh, in 10 years, you know,
wow, in 5 years or within 5 years, a lot is going to change.
So what I'm really hoping for is that I'll be able to form more meaningful and deeper relationships with people that's beyond the surface. As we're getting old, everything is kind of deep, or everything is kind of serious, or there's something like crazy going on. I really hope that I can strive in my relationship with others and let them know that I'm always here if they want to have a deep talk or if there are things they're going through. We are just there for each other, and as always, as I say, to encourage and support. If you guys stuck through till the very end all of my 2021 New Year's resolutions and my little snippets of me eating my breakfast,
then kudos to you guys as always.
I know I talk a lot in my videos. I hope that you guys were able to learn a lot about me and that you might feel inspired about sharing your New Year's resolutions with other people too, because I know that a lot of people's resolutions are a lot different this year. It's a lot about growth. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day, and remember to always encourage and support. Bye!